I'm news anchor Jakelin Garcia with CCN News. Today we're taking a closer look at the topic that continues to spark debate among parents, educators, and psychologists: corporal punishment and its effects on early childhood development. Corporal punishment refers to the use of physical force, such as spanking or hitting, with the intention of correcting or disciplining a child's behavior. According to an article titled Corporal Punishment in Early Childhood Development in 49 Low and Middle Income Countries. While some caregivers view as a traditional and effective form of discipline, researchers have increasingly questioned its long-term impact on children's emotional, behavioral, and cognitive development. Recent studies suggest that physical punishment may be linked to higher levels of aggression, anxiety, and difficulties with self-regulation in young children. These findings raise important questions about how discipline strategies shape a child's brain development, emotional well-being, and future relationships. To better understand what the research reveals and how the issue affects families in our communities, we turn to now field reporter Amaya, who's reporting on the latest findings.
Great. What is your name?
Ernest.
Ernest, okay. Do you know what corporal punishment is and how to define it in your own terms?
No.
No. So corporal punishment in brief terms is using physical means and ways to discipline children and correct behavior.
Okay.
So you got that whole like spanking and like that sort of thing. Yeah. Question: Do you have kids of your own? Okay. Do you think corporal punishment, now that it's been explained to you, has any negative or positive effects on children? Why or why not?
I don't know. I think that no, I don't. I think that, parenting you don't have to like smack kids to make them. I mean, I guess it really depends on the context, like if the kid's being like super disrespectful, but even if it does get to that point, like nothing like to where like you leave like nothing like no like marks being left behind or anything like that, you know.
So there's like a limit, like to like a certain extent, like a tap on the hand.
If nothing else is working, then maybe I feel like it could be justified.
Okay. And then why would you use corporal punishment on your children? Like if gentle parenting and those sort of modern day terms didn't.
I think that it's more beneficial as like kind of like a light spanking, like just like a light, just for them to like trigger like that, snap, but nothing like major. More so like when kids are like younger, because sometimes like you talking to them like doesn't really like register with them, like they don't understand like that you're telling them not to do something. Right. So I believe like once kids like reach after a certain age, like after like 10, 11, like it's not really necessary because they have the intellectual capabilities to like understand from right from wrong.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Those were the questions. It wasn't really anything to take up your time.
Cool.
Do you have any additional comments on your thoughts? Did you or did your parents use that sort of disciplinary action on you as you were growing up?
I guess what I was saying, like when I was like younger, I didn't understand right from wrong. Like I would get like smacked on like my arm or something like that.
Okay.
But like after I reached like gained consciousness, I guess, like 10, 11, I didn't get like spanked anymore.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. So I guess we all turned out fine.
Yeah.
Do you know what corporal punishment is and how to define it in your own terms?
No, I have no idea.
No. Okay, so corporal punishment is like spanking and like using physical means to discipline a child or to correct behavior. So like hands, like on hands, or like using something to like spank or like beat a child and use that to like discipline a child. Yes. And question: do you have kids?
Yes, I have one.
You have kids. Okay, so do you think it has any negative or positive effects on your children, and why, if you do use corporal punishment? And what are your thoughts on it?
I raised in a country like where they they speak us. Like they give us, they do something to us when we do something bad. I think it depends how. I think if the kids did something wrong and then you give them a punishment, not like you give kids the punishment like you put them in a room by themselves, like you don't give them food or anything, but
Of course.
you just give them a little spank, like something like that, or you might give them a punishment like 1 day without phone, or 2 days without phone. But don't let it stay like long for like a week, because some kids might become depressed because they use the phone to enjoy themselves, not to do just bad things. So I think it depends on which way, what you used to do it. But
Okay.
it's not like exactly like bad.
So in like moderation, you
And moderation.
experienced that, and not too
Yes.
long. Okay. Thank you for your insight. Yeah, that's it. You basically answered all the questions. Do you have any other like additional thoughts on it? How do you think it has affected you and the way that you've grown up now and how you've gone through your life?
To be honest, I think it helps me
Okay.
in a certain way, but at the same time it affects me too.
Okay.
Like the way it helps me is because now I realize the punishment my mom used to give me, it helps me now to know how to discipline myself.
Okay.
It helps
that's
me
great.
now. I know like what's good, because I was thinking like, if they let me have fun at like a little age, and then go out anytime that I want, I would be just out there sleeping. Excuse me for what I'm gonna say. with
No,
so-
I totally understand
like
it.
with so
yeah.
many guys or whatever. So many guys will know me by now.
Yeah.
But because they raised me, go to church, go to school, and then have fun at home, or make sure the friend like I have, they are some respectable friend. So now it helps me in the life I have now. I go to school, and then I know I have to go to church, and then I'm looking for a better life.
Okay.
And then now I know like people, when I met someone, you cannot say, oh, I was with her, I was doing that with her. You cannot say that. Like
Okay.
people respect me. But in a way, I feel like the way they raised me make me feel like I have no independence.
Okay.
Like while I'm here by myself, they're not here with me. When I first came here, I feel like I depend on them. I feel like I miss something. I don't know what to do, where to start, or
Yeah.
whatever. I have no idea.
Yeah.
But if they let me do things myself, I will have experience how to deal with life.
And then
It was hard on me, but
Okay.
eventually I get it.
okay.
Yeah,
So it's
that was the only negative effect I can say.
like attachment
Yes.
in some sort of way. It's
Yeah.
affected that way. Okay. But it's taught you to be more goal oriented
Yes.
and have more self-respect and self-esteem.
Yes.
Okay. That's a great answer. I love your way of life and I love your way of thinking.
Thank you.
Thank you for that interview. Now that we've defined corporal punishment and introduced the topic, let's take a closer look on how it actually impacts early childhood development. For more insight and analysis, we're going to turn to our other field reporter. What did you find?
What is your name?
I'm Cindy.
Okay. And what are your viewpoints on corporal punishment?
Okay, I don't agree with hitting a child, in the face, the body, but I'm kind of old-fashioned. I was taught that's what your butt is for.
Okay.
I don't mean beating,
Right.
I just mean a little tap on the rear end, smack on the hand, and my son was fine.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
And do you think there's any other ways of
Disciplining.
disciplining? Thank you.
Okay, in my opinion, I mean, you can talk to them if some children that's okay with. I don't agree with having them stand in the corner, sit in the corner, go to your room. Most kids, if they go to their room, they have 10 million games up there, so they're going to entertain themselves. But no, you have to do it right away and just get it over with. Let them know that you mean it and you're good.
Okay. So what are your viewpoints on the effects, like long term? Do you believe there's long term effects for spanking, hitting?
For hitting, like body-wise, and
Yeah.
yes, absolutely.
Okay.
Like I said, a little smack on the hand,
Just little taps.
a little bit on their butt, and they will realize, ooh, I think I did something wrong. I in no way think hitting your child, like beating them,
Right.
is good.
Right.
But that's what it's for. You have to discipline them, and putting them in a corner is, my opinion, is worthless.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you so much for your time.
You're welcome. I hope.
Okay, so do you believe there are mental effects on children who are disciplined by corporal punishment?
Yes,
Yes. Okay. And what kind of effects would you say?
if it's done properly, good effect, because corporal punishment gets their attention.
Okay.
Sometimes you have to get their attention. It's like dealing with a donkey. So you got to hit them over the head to get their attention, then they behave.
Okay. And how did your parents discipline you?
Well, we had occasional corporal punishment, not very often, but we had to really mess up to get serious corporal punishment. But I remember my grandmother, she had will-o'-the-wisp. There's a tree up in Michigan that has long strands and it'll make a good whip, and she could get your attention real quick with a wick of that.
Yeah.
And she kept that over her fireplace, so we knew that if we got out of line, we were in trouble.
So it was kind of more of a threat than anything. You really had to cross the line.
It was not intended to be severe. It was intended to be attention getting.
Right. Okay. And where would you say, like, drawing the line of corporal punishment? Like, what is too much?
What is too much?
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Unfortunately, you're asking a question that requires a supposition of how much is needed and how much is what the offense is.
Yeah.
For a normal offense, get their attention, slap on the back of the hand. In my school when I grew up, the nuns had long yardsticks, and they would crack you across the back of the hand, and get your attention real quick that way, because it stung, but it didn't leave a mark. It wasn't serious, but it got your attention.
Right. Okay. And what is your background?
My background?
You're a veteran?
I am a veteran. I'm 100% disabled. I got served during the Vietnam War. I raised a couple of kids who are at least alive and kicking, so I I've got one great granddaughter and one great grand on the way. So.
Okay, very exciting. Thank you so much for your service and for your time today.
My pleasure. Good luck,
we
girls.
really
I appreciate it.
I'm here in Target with two women. We're going to talk about corporal punishment today. So go ahead and give whichever one you can.
I'm Heidi.
And what are your views on corporal punishment?
I believe in discipline, but not obviously beating your child.
Right. Okay, so what is drawing the line for you as far as what becomes abuse? Excessive hitting?
Definitely excessive hitting.
Mm-hmm.
But I also believe if you don't discipline your kids at all, they get out of control. And a lot of kids are out of control these days. Kids need to learn that there's consequences for their actions. I'm dealing with that a little bit with my granddaughter right now, who's almost 12, who thinks she can do and say whatever she wants to say. She talks like a little truck driver sometimes, and it's very frustrating when I have her and she's like that, because she doesn't get a lot of discipline at home.
Unfortunately, I see that a lot these days. And how about, so the mental effects on physical discipline, do you think there are any mental effects, like long-term development effects that are implicated while giving physical punishment?
I think kids who grow up with abuse tend to live with abuse because they think it's normal, and they get into a really bad cycle of abuse.
In future relationships as they're adults, that's a very good point. We haven't heard that yet. That's a very good point. And as you were a kid, how were you punished when you were younger?
My parents were definitely spankers.
Mm-hmm.
My mom had a wooden paddle that had a deer and a bear on it. It said the cute little deer with the bear behind, and on the handle it said grip here firmly in case of frustration.
Oh, wow.
So we used to hide that, but they would always find it.
You guys hid it. That's funny.
My dad had a belt. We every birthday got the little paddles with the ball and the elastic so that we could get our birthday spankings with it.
Wow. And
But
you feel as if you have grown into a productive adult and you've been okay? Nothing excessive?
And I raised my kids and I didn't abuse them, so
Right.
I would not tolerate a man who abused me.
That's a good thing. Thank you guys so much for your input. Did you want to say anything, add anything?
She said it perfect.
All right. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
Really
You're
appreciate
welcome.
it. Thank you.
Hello, I'm Alana. I'm a board certified behavior analyst, BCBA. I've been working in the field of applied behavior analysis for the past 7 years. I started off as a registered behavior technician and I became a BCBA in 2023. So I'm very happy to give you my insight on these questions. Question number 1 asks, what are your professional views on corporal punishment? My professional view on corporal punishment is that it's very harmful to the child's well-being, as it teaches poor communication skills. It lacks teaching the child what is the appropriate or correct behavior, and that there are much more effective and not harmful ways to intervene on a behavior, such as positive reinforcement, functional communication, or reinforcing alternative behaviors. Question number 2 asks, are there long-term effects on children who are disciplined with corporal punishment? Yes. Children who are disciplined with corporal punishment, they lack communication skills, they lack conflict resolution skills, they also lack emotional regulation skills, and also these children tend to display increase in aggression themselves because that's the behavior that's being modeled to them. And also a significant concern is with the use of corporal punishment, it impairs the trust and the respect between the child and the adult. Question number 3 asks, what are other forms of punishment or ways to correct behavior that is more beneficial and why? In my practice of ABA, the use of punishment is seen as a last resort method. The science focuses on a do no harm philosophy, and we prioritize reinforcing the positive behaviors for positive outcomes. ABA utilizes what the child is most motivated for to teach and reinforce good behavior. In the instance that punishment may seem necessary, we use a positive punishment, such as adding a chore, or a negative punishment, such as taking away a privilege. All instances are used to teach the child and guide them to make better and healthy choices in the future.